This review of the Axminster AW200BG Bench Grinder. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through in depth. I'm going to put it right through its paces. So if you want to see what it can and cannot do, stay to the end, and also give my recommendations of whether I buy it or not. And I'm also going to show you some of the things that I use it for. I'm going to use it for a bit of polishing. I'm going to use it for some grinding, and I'm going to use it for some sharpening drill bits and sharpening chisels as well. Show you how I do it. Right, what can this machine do? So, main reason a woodworker or anybody like that is going to have one of these is to get the grinding angle on chisels. Right, so grinding chisels, get yourself the chisel that you want to grind, and then you've got a tool rest. You'll have to rest it on this tool. So the tool rest on this, it doesn't change the angle, so you'll have to just guesstimate the angle and just place it against the wheel. So as you can see, place it against the wheel, grind a little bit, take it off, have a look, see if you're square, and if it is, try and find the same angle again. If you are not comfortable with that, then you can make an additional, or you can buy an additional tool rest that actually changes the angle and gives you the perfect angle. Or for me, I can sort of guess the angle and get it roughly right, because it's never going to be my final angle. I'm going to use either something to hone the edge on a hand stone, or a whetstone. So it's good enough for me, but you might want to do something different. Because the wheels are travelling so fast, if you grind too much off your chisels, you'll glue the ends of the chisels. Once you've glued them, you have to grind that glue out because the edge is soft now. So you just have to keep on dipping it in water, grinding it. So this comes with white wheels, and these sort of aluminium oxide wheels that are quite soft. So what that means is that they'll wear and they'll shape, but you'll have to dress them. But they shouldn't heat your chisels up as much as other wheels will do that. So yeah, as long as you maintain your wheels and dress them, then you'll get a great finish, and it'll do exactly what you want it to do. So sharpening drill bits on this machine, you can see there's a little groove that is sort of diagonal, slightly diagonal to the face. And what you can do is you can place your drill bits in that groove, and you can just sharpen one end, flick it 180 degrees, sharpen the other side. So sharpen one side, sharpen the other side, and you keep on doing that until you get a razor sharp edge. And you can do that for any size, from like from 2 or 3 mil down, all the way up to like 15 mil or 12 mil or something, whatever your biggest sort of drill bit is. And that way you'll never be caught short with a blunt drill bit. A lot of people, I'm sure these days, just buy a pack, goes blunt, just chuck it in the ground. Absolute waste of time. No good for the sustainability, no good for the planet. So just remember that. Use one of these. Buffing and polishing. I bought a kit. So what you can do is you can take the stone off, take the guide off, take the stone off, take the guard off, and then you can actually attach a screw thread, and then you can buy some mops. So get the mops. The kit that I've got comes with three different coarseness of mop. So there's a really coarse one, a sisal, then there's a stitched one, and then there's an unstitched one. And basically go through those three sort of stages, and you'll be able to get a mirror finish on pretty much any sort of metal you want. If you're really getting deeply into it, then you have to sort of decide what metals you're going to go for, whether it's aluminium or brass or steel or something like that. But if you're just trying to get a bit of a rough edge, then this kit will do it on steel, it'll do it on aluminium as well, do it on pretty much everything. So it's really useful. So for me, I took off the coarse grit wheel, If I wanted to, I could put it back on. It takes about 5 minutes, but I think I get better use with one wheel for grinding and one wheel for buffing. So that's what I decided to do. When you're buffing, because you're going to start pushing up and around, and you're sort of going to react against the machine, even though the machine is quite heavy, it's not just heavy enough to keep it attached. You're going to have to bolt it to your bench. It comes with 2 little slots. Just get 2 little bolts and then bolt it to the surface. And then what you can see is absolutely rock solid. Isolates it, and there's very little vibration. Really good. Right. So the general specs are 200mm wheels. You get a 60 grip wheel, you get a 120 grip wheel. So the 60 is the coarse, the 120 is the fine. I've just left the fine on because I think that's fine for me, and I'm quite happy. So it's taking a little bit longer and doing that. If you're using it more for grinding, then probably best to have both of them on. So its duty is a 370 watt motor, 550 draws 550. It's 370 motor, very powerful. So the cheaper bench grinders you'll get are 250, and what you'll find is when you're doing when you're grinding really heavily, you'll start to slow the grinder down. That hasn't happened on this grinder, and with the buffing and pushing really hard and buffing, again, just not stopping it. So for me, it feels like it is powered up for what you want it to do. I think the lights on the wheels are a nice touch, especially when you get a bit older and you can't really see as well as you used to be able to. That's really nice. So when you turn it on, the light comes on as well, so you can see what you're doing. My observations of using this: the machine is very quiet. When you turn it on, my old one, it was right noisy, whereas this one, it's just quite a little hum and a bit of an airflow. So it's pretty good. And as you can also see, minimal vibration. Whereas the other one, it was like bouncing around, and it was a right mess. And I think one of that is because the wheels are quite true, and I've also dressed the wheels, so I think there's no secondary vibration or whatever because of that. So yeah, I think the tip for that is just keep your wheels trued up. So it comes with 2 aluminium oxide wheels. These are quite soft wheels, so if you're used to an old bench grinder with the black/grey wheels, those were like concrete and they didn't really go anywhere. These ones will mark and they will shape when you use it. So what you're going to have to do, get yourself a little diamond wheel dresser, and it will just perfectly square them up again and get them perfect true. The tool rests, I don't think, for this sort of industrial grinder, the tools are not really good enough. The tool rests are not really good enough. There's a lot of flex in them. They're square at the moment, but I know what I'm like. They'll get knocked, they'll get bent, they'll be out of square before you know it. So you can either sort of upgrade them, make them bigger yourself, or buy some other ones. But I don't think they're going to last. But that would be my only criticism. There's also these plastic little guides. These feel like they're toys. They're going to break and they're just going to get ripped off. So make sure. Don't rely on these anyway. You're going to need to use your light eye protection when you're using this. So these are a bit garbage really. That's probably the worst bit. Anyway, so for me, it is actually a really good machine. And even though the tool rests and everything are a bit flimsy, I think the motor's more than powerful enough, and it feels really solid and really strong. I think I can make the rests. I can do what I want. I can change that. But you know, if the machine was underpowered, there'd be nothing I could do about that. So I think all in all, I do like the machine. I think it's absolutely fantastic. I think the 8-inch wheels, the extra power, make it worthwhile. And I think full price it's 100 quid. I think Axminster do some discounts. I didn't actually buy this new. I got it on eBay as a nearly new, and I think it cost me 55 quid. So if you can find something at that price for for this, then I think you're doing quite well. So I think at 50 quid it's good. 100 quid, it's fair price. Yeah, but would I recommend it at 100 quid? Yeah, I think so, if you've got more money than sense. But if you can get it for 50 quid, yeah, absolutely, 100% get it. I think that's broadly it. Thank you for watching. If you want to know anything more about this machine, let me know. I've also put some links in below where I got this, where I got the mop kit from, where I got the drill, the diamond dresser, where I got that from, and if Amazon do a link for this, then I'll put a link in for this as well. Thanks very much. If you did like it, then subscribe, and that is pretty much everything there is to know about this machine. I think. If you want to know anything else, but just ask me a question. Right.